In the wake of a disheartening season, Miami Dolphins star wide receiver Tyreek Hill has ignited a whirlwind of speculation with his recent remarks, suggesting a potential departure from the team in pursuit of a championship. Following a season-ending loss to the New York Jets, Hill expressed his need to reassess his career for the benefit of himself and his family.
I feel like at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that, I need to reassess, about, my career. This is my first time I haven't been in the playoffs, man. So, for me, like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here, or if that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog. As I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro. So it was great playing here, but at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for for my career and what's best, because I'm too much of a competitor to be just out there.
Mean you thinking about leaving here?
If it is, hey, yeah.
For Dolphins fans, the news lands like a gut punch after an already disappointing 2024 campaign. Hill, who joined Miami in 2022 with dreams of becoming a focal point of an explosive offense, now seems ready to abandon ship as the franchise flounders in mediocrity. This decision also adds to Miami sports fans' woes, as they're already dealing with Jimmy Butler requesting a trade from the Miami Heat. It's as if the sunshine and beaches just aren't enough to keep the stars happy anymore. Hill's departure isn't just about greener pastures, it's a symptom of a Dolphins team that has failed to meet expectations. From Tua Tagovailoa's concussion derailing their season to the team finishing 8-9 and missing the playoffs, Miami's 2024 campaign was nothing short of a letdown. Now, as Hill looks to prioritize winning over money, it's worth examining what went wrong and what his departure means for the Dolphins moving forward. When Tyreek Hill announced he wouldn't be running it back for a fourth season, the decision felt like the worst outcome for the Dolphins after a season that fell far short of expectations. While Hill has been one of the most consistent and explosive receivers in the league for years, even he couldn't fully escape the ripple effects of the Dolphins' struggles in 2024. A big part of Miami's disappointment stems from the quarterback position. Much of their downfall can be traced back to a pivotal moment earlier in the season, Tua Tagovailoa's Week 2 concussion. In Week 2, Miami's starting quarterback Tua Tagovailoa suffered a concussion that sidelined him for 5 critical weeks. At the time of his injury, the Dolphins were coming off a strong Week 1 win, and there was some optimism that they could contend in a competitive AFC East. However, Tua's absence turned out to be catastrophic. The team went 1-4 during that stretch, with a revolving door of backup quarterbacks failing to replicate Tua's efficiency in Mike McDaniel's offense. Without Tua, the Dolphins struggled to move the ball consistently. Tyreek Hill's big play potential was neutralized as the backup quarterbacks couldn't take advantage of his speed and separation downfield. The defense didn't help matters either, giving up an average of 28 points per game during that stretch. By the time Tua returned in Week 8, the Dolphins were 2-5, with their playoff hopes already hanging by a thread. When Tua finally made his way back onto the field, Miami fans hoped his return would spark a turnaround. And while the offense did show flashes of its potential, the team remained frustratingly inconsistent. Tua was solid but not spectacular, as defenses keyed in on limiting explosive plays to Hill and Jalen Waddle. The defense also remained a liability, failing to close out tight games. Even with Tua under center, the Dolphins went 6-4 in their final 10 games, finishing the season at a disappointing 8-9. In a highly competitive AFC, that wasn't nearly enough to secure a playoff spot. For Tyreek Hill, the writing was on the wall. Despite his individual brilliance, Miami wasn't equipped to contend for a Super Bowl anytime soon. Tyreek Hill's decision to join Miami in 2022 now seems like a gamble that didn't pay off. Hill's tenure with the Dolphins began in 2022 when he chose to lead the Kansas City Chiefs for Miami in a blockbuster trade, even after winning Super Bowl LIV in 2020. Hill cited financial reasons as the primary motivator, as he secured a lucrative 4-year, $120 million contract that made him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history at the time. On the field, Hill delivered as advertised. His speed, agility, and big playability transformed Miami's offense into one of the league's most exciting units. He formed a dynamic duo with his quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, breaking team records and often making defenders look like they were playing a different sport. In his first season, Hill racked up 119 receptions for a career-high 1,710 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. He would then follow that spectacular season with another career year, having 119 receptions again, this time for 1,799 yards this time with 13 touchdowns, cementing himself as one of the NFL's top wideouts. However, his numbers dipped noticeably this season, as instability at the quarterback position derailed the offense. With Tua sidelined for 5 weeks due to a concussion, Hill's production plummeted. Backup quarterbacks struggled to get him the ball consistently, limiting his opportunities for big plays. During that 1-4 stretch without Tua, Hill averaged just 58 receiving yards per game, far below his career average. Defenses also keyed in on Hill, knowing Miami's backups couldn't stretch the field effectively. Even after Tua's return, Hill's numbers didn't fully recover. Defenses had figured out how to contain Miami's offense, and Tua himself was inconsistent, struggling to find his pre-injury rhythm. Hill finished the season with 81 receptions for 959 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. Solid numbers, but a noticeable step back from his usual dominance. For a player of Hill's caliber, this kind of season must have been frustrating. He went from being the focal point of a record-setting offense in Kansas City to enduring a middling season in Miami, where quarterback issues and team struggles held him back. It's clear Tyreek Hill is not happy, and he is now wanting out of Miami. Tyreek Hill's decision to leave Miami feels like a shift in priorities. When he left Kansas City in 2022, he chose financial security over staying with a championship-caliber team. At the time, he joined a Dolphins team that seemed like it was on the rise. But 2 seasons later, Miami has failed to deliver on any semblance of success. This decision also underscores the irony of Hill's career trajectory. By leaving the Chiefs, Hill passed up on the chance to be part of what has since become a potential dynasty. Kansas City has won 2 Super Bowls since his departure, beating the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl LVII in 2023, and the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl LVII in 2024, and they are currently in prime position to make history with the NFL's first ever three-peat in the Super Bowl era, holding the #1 seed in the AFC. Meanwhile, Hill's time in Miami has been marked by individual brilliance but team mediocrity. The Dolphins in the Tyreek Hill era are combined 28 and 23, with 2 playoff appearances in 3 years. In both of those playoff appearances, they were knocked out of the playoffs in the wild card, losing to the Bills in 2023 and lost to Tyreek Hill's former team, the Chiefs, in 2024. The Dolphins' average seasons are a stark contrast to the sustained success of his former team, and Hill now seems more interested in winning rather than cashing checks. At 29, Hill still has elite speed, but time isn't exactly slowing down. If he wants another ring and a Hall of Fame resume that no one can question, now's the time to make that move. Hill's departure leaves a gaping hole in Miami's offense and raises questions about the team's future. Can the Dolphins build a roster that can contend in a loaded AFC? Can Tua stay healthy and play consistently at a high level? These are the pressing questions for Miami's front office as they look to rebound from a disappointing season. For Tyreek Hill, the focus now shifts to finding a team that can give him what Miami couldn't, a legitimate shot at a Super Bowl. Micah Parsons has already made his pitch to Tyreek Hill, trying to recruit him to the Cowboys, stating that, at Cheetah, we can be the fastest duo in the league. We also don't have state income taxes. But as Tyreek Hill looks for greener pastures, his 2 years in Miami will likely be remembered as a time of unmet expectations, for him and the Dolphins alike. What do you think about Tyreek Hill wanting out of Miami? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Until next time, see you later.